Hey Scorpio, this is Jamie with Southeastern Soul Tribe, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's time for your read, and I think it's so ironic that I have this schedule that I go by, an order of operations, if you will, for how the schedule that I read cards for, and it just happened to be that last night was the Scorpio full moon, and this is how it fell for us. So we are feeling it probably, I would say. And something else I noticed in my journal today about Scorpio, notice it's 4/24/24. Interestingly enough, I took a look at the 444 combo that happens to be in that number. And 444 stands for the following words: clarity, evolution, decisiveness, stability, security, strong foundations. It's the equality of air, fire, water, and earth. The number 4 stands for the 4 elements. Sometimes it can be maintenance or holding on, where we're getting from point A to point B, and we just keep the maintenance going. You may notice with this Scorpio full moon, it's a time of maybe releasing things, emotionality around, and the ties that bind and result in either support or opposition to things around clarity, evolution, decisiveness, stability, security, and strong foundations. So you have to take an examination, Scorpio, of the look at the things around all those, the change in your life, the clarity about what's really been going on for you, the clarity of your emotion, the decisions that you make, and the foundations that you've built, and being very honest with yourself about, do you have things that are binding them from growth, and we're just staying in a 4 position of paycheck to paycheck or just maintenance? Or are we moving past that into thriving? And if we aren't, do we have a block in that? And what's going on with it? And that's the question for you today. Since you are Scorpio, you may feel this more than anybody, or you may be just flowing with the energy a lot smoother. All right? So I'm going to pull some cards and see what's going on for my Scorpio collective. Spirit, angels, ancestors, and guides for Scorpio today. You guys, in the tarot are the death card, the death and rebirth card. The old you must die in order for new you to come alive. It's the, you may not have a new body, but you can have a whole new spirit based on ridding yourself of things that are blocks from abundantly living, or things that are actually helping you want to keep in your life, right? But we all are not perfect, so we're going to have blocks, and then we're going to have things that are working well for us. So this is a new growth opportunity for Scorpio in this energy, okay? So let's see with the Scorpio collective I have today what messages they need to hear. The Temple Path. Perhaps you've experienced changes lately that is leading you down a more spiritual direction, a closer walk with improvements in your life and things that lead to a more abundant life here on this planet and in the spiritual realm. This is the number 3. If this was the recent past, you may have had an opening through, you may have had a reconnection with someone, or you might just be coming into camaraderie with someone, or something that has sent you down a new path. And this may just be where you're supposed to be. And I feel like for the people I'm talking to, what's happening right now may be happening for you, maybe not to you. And this path has a lot of growth potential. I mean, Pluto is in Aquarius. So it's not just about us anymore. It's about what's good for us and the collective. The angel of balance is here. You might be dealing with a Libra. This breaks down to the number 3 as well. So now we have a progression of the number 3. There's 2 of them here so far. If we get one more than 333, something we got to look at too. But the angel of balance is here. All right. So you may be trying to get balance in this aspect. Let's take a look through tarot and see what these are about for you. The temple path and the angel of balance for our Scorpios. Now, in their relationships, love, and life, show me for our Scorpio collective today. What messages do you have for Scorpio? What's at the base of this reading for our Scorpio collective? Four of Pentacles. There's that 4, right? Maintenance. Holding on. Just trying to get by. But in this depiction of the 4, we're turning away from the past. We don't want to look at it. But I promise you that if you're holding on to the past, or if you're just holding on to what you got left, Scorpio, and you don't look at the past, well, you be careful, because by not looking at the past or what brought you here, you don't have to stay there. It's like that saying, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. All right. You don't have to stay in the past, but you can take a look at it and make sure when you do leave it behind that you're not holding on to anything from that. Okay? Right now, that's at the base of the reading. It may be something you're contemplating. This may be part of your balance act that you're trying to do right now. What's crossing that for Scorpio? Page of Cups. This might be an offer or an idea or a new form of love, or in this depiction, it's not really a kid, but this is a really fun someone that you might love, or someone new that's showing love. Not necessarily too new, but definitely sort of new. And it may be something you never had much hope for. I always see the pig flying in this depiction of the Page of Cups. And it's crossing because we're looking up at somebody's feet, flying in the air over our head here. Somebody might be leaving your life in this depiction, but somebody that you care a lot for and that you may have some kind of spiritual connection to. Spirit, what brought us here? Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides, what brought us to this space? Yes, we had to leave a cup behind. We had to leave, could have even been a dream. We left a full cup of fire and passion behind. But we left it in a puddle of water. We had to turn our back on this. And we really don't want to look at that experience again. The funny thing is, I'm noticing that she's walking toward the sun on a beach, through the water, through the sand. She walks toward the sun. The sun in the tarot stands for Leo. It's Leo energy. In that place, when we leave 8 cups behind, we're actually going in search of our 9th and 10th cup. So we may have left it behind, and we left our footprints so we can find our way back to it. This might be something that you don't want to look at. And if you're refusing to look at this past, you may have intentions of coming back. But I can't help but notice there's pentacles over here that she's hanging on to. You're taking what's left. But this cup that you don't have a lot of hope for might be the one that you left behind over here that you had a lot of passion for. That's what brought us here. Now, here we are holding on, thinking, well, this new opportunity or this new love will happen when pigs fly. Show us the hopes and dreams of Scorpio. We're hoping that a decision is made, or that we are able to make a decision. I'm noticing the van life here. We've got a picture and a thought. We've got an idea, but we're only looking out the window at it. If you'll notice this depiction of her, she's like, only if. So she feels like she's stuck in a position right now. But the cool thing is, there's a map. You may be looking at travel or making a decision about travel here. This could be an energetic travel forward. She is looking out forward. So is this. For everything's looking forward. So you're looking into the future, turning your back on the past. But there's something here with hope for a fresh, new approach to love, or a fresh feeling of love. Something opening up here. What's our fear? We don't want the old me to die too much. We really don't. We want to hang on to that. 3 + 1, this is the 13. This cycle is hard. Death and rebirth is one of the hardest things. You are facing that right now, or you're trying your best not to, but you're looking at it. You're certainly looking out on it. You see it coming. You know it's coming. So you can either go against the grain, Scorpio, or you can go lean into it. We're asking you to lean, and I think you're actually looking into leaning into it. Right? You're scared of it, but you're leaning into it. Show me the near future. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Show us more about that Ace of Pentacles, Spirit. The Wheel of Fortune turns. In the immediate future, you may not get that offer you were expecting, the new thing or the new start right off the bat, but the wheel turns. There's only one pentacle in this one that got turned inside out, that the roots are getting pulled out of this one. But when the wheel turns, it turns in the upright. You complete a cycle very quickly, moving from the Ace straight to the 10. And then you get 4 new pentacles. Even though that's a 10, I notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pentacles here. And there's 1 pentacle here. So you might have lost 1. So you're no longer at the 5, but you're back at the 4, and that's okay, because that's still stable. It's evolution. It's evolutionary. And that's where you're supposed to be. So if you question if you're where you're supposed to be, yes, Scorpio, right now you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The Wheel of Fortune's here. Show me anything else coming up. What does Scorpio not see here? If you're feeling stuck, that's going to come out. When this wheel turns, when everything goes for your favor, you're going to get unstuck. This is pulling those swords out, getting out of your head about it. Remember, thoughts become things. So it all begins here and here in this heart. Opening that heart up to receive love, having a new childlike mindset toward love and the idea around love, and will help us get unstuck in our mind, have us more hopeful. You may be doing a time of cleansing right now. Anything else for Scorpio in this aspect? The Eight of Swords in reverse. All right, the Five of Cups is here. Watching things go down the drain. What I want you to do is feel your way through that right now, Scorpio. This is the pristine time to look at the things that hold us from advancement. And it's time to take a deep dive in here to see why she is worried about the things she lost and not paying attention to this full cup behind her and these other three right over here. This stuff might have went down the drain, but you got some full cups sitting here that you're not even looking at. This is a lesson about counting the blessings. It's time to look at the things that we have and the things that we have tangible to work with now. Turning our mind away from, while examining the reason why, the pain around it, we can actually energetically walk off and leave the things that was hindering us from the past so that we can move into a space of more stability, ability to prosper, and have more abundance in our life. It all revolves around taking them swords out of that heart, Scorpio. What is an outside influence? Waiting. The waiting is hard. A period of wait. What does Scorpio need to know about this time period of waiting? You may not receive communication here during this time of waiting. And that non-communication makes it hard. What else about that, Spirit? What does Scorpio need to know? There's some loss of income here. We may also be waiting and thinking that we're not going to hear anything about all this loss, that all is lost. But we feel like we're waiting on nothing. Anything else on the waiting? Any other messages for Scorpio about that? You know the truth. Or you're going to receive that. But if you'll notice, this truth is not coming from communication by wands, a passionate communication. It's time to be quiet and rest and listen for this spirit to come from the light. That's how it's coming into her head. Through quiet, rest, and meditation, you will receive the truth. You'll know the truth. Your spirit will feel the truth, Scorpio. Show me the potential outcome here for Scorpio. What's the potential outcome for Scorpio? The Hermit. It's time to create a plan. You will be creating a plan. That's Virgo energy. It's also Earth energy. It's also coming up with a routine. Getting into a routine. What about that routine and that plan, Spirit? And that Hermit energy. You may have a Virgo coming into your life. This is going to open up your heart. It's going to make you more in receipt. If you'll notice, she is receiving and becoming open to receive messages from Spirit and her heart and from her higher power. She's becoming the Queen of Cups, opening up to love. She's growing up into a queen, but her inner child looks back with the Four of Cups. We don't want to go back into this space where we're not counting the blessings, where we can't see the cups that are full because we pay attention to the one that got poured out. Instead of looking back or looking down, looking up is the answer. What advice is here around the Four of Cups for Scorpio? Five of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold. Why? There's a key to a door here. That's where the key lies, is looking at why, what makes you feel that way. Why do you feel left out? No longer juggling the thought of that, and something about money, loss of money. There's a lot of pentacles revolved around this. So there's something with the core of stability that causes us to feel this way and shuts us down to love. We also have a lack mentality here around money. The ability to earn money, or the potential of the money, or the stability is out of whack, and that's what causes us to not be open to love, when it's the exact opposite. Being open to love, giving of love, and receipt of love is what will create, it will bring in the passion and the drive and open up new opportunities. When you're closed off to that, then people move away from you further and further, and your resources drop. Then it becomes out in the cold. I feel like I'm the only one doing this. Anything else for Scorpio? Any advice? You'll receive the truth about this. When you do, you're going to look out on the horizon, and it's going to be a new day. You're going to get some new ideas. You may feel a little worn about it, but you will have the truth. This Queen and King of Swords, or an air energy, this is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is the masculine and feminine. They look right at each other. This is a balance. This is a quick progression, Scorpio, of coming from a page. This is a rebirth cycle. This is the experience. You're on the inside of it right now. Scorpio has to go through the cycle, and goes through cycles more often than some others, or they are the catalyst for others during awakening as well. What other advice do you have for Scorpio? It's time to turn your pain into wisdom, and your wisdom into purpose. You may come into partnership with someone, maybe a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or this may be you somewhere in your chart. What about that Two of Cups? What are we looking for? Page of Wands. This is either a child fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or we throw caution to the wind and we have a new passion and spirit, and it's going to be around something that we had a lack of justice in. Or what about that lack of justice here? What are we looking at here? It's balancing your dark and your light side. I've noticed the difference in these two women on here. A lack of justice, a lack of judgment. What is it? Not looking to spirit. No celebration. What about that? You may seriously be getting ready to come in contact with either a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. Or you may actually be harnessing this rebirth cycle is going to awaken the balance of your air energy, your bringing in balance, which I said the angel of balance comes in, right? Your thoughts are going to get balanced. You're going to learn to take on new thoughts and learn to how can I say that? Balancing your mind. You're going to learn to balance your mind here. And that balance that you gain in this rebirth process, even though it feels like a lack of justice and a poor judgment call, and like there's no celebration, ends up actually taking you to a place that creates the strongest stability you've ever encountered. Or you may actually be coming in contact with someone, a partner or a Two of Cups or even a love partner that is earth energy, that is here to take you on your next path where great abundance will be had, or you are going to learn how to master your masculine pinnacle energy. That's where you learn how to be a provider for self. And you may utilize your lessons from this rebirth cycle in that manner. So there's an idea, if that's something you ain't thought about, turning your pain into purpose, your wisdom, turn your pain into wisdom, and your wisdom into purpose. Any other advice? Have a childlike mindset. Be willing to learn something new. A new way to build stability, a new way to earn coin, a new way to create an inner through your balance of your mind, that your stability and your feeling of security lies in a new way of thinking about it. You don't have to outsource that, so to speak. It starts on the inside. It starts up here and finding that balance within that space. Up here, you're balancing your ability to receive love. Through this transformation, you're going to notice a difference in your heart opening up. Your thoughts are going to balance more. You're going to feel a new, slight idea of passion. And you're going to be able to build a lot of stability based on having a fresh outlook on a new way to do your... This is the clarity you've been looking for, the change you've been looking for. You're going to learn to build that strong foundation. You're going to no longer have to maintenance. Right now, your job is to look at the emotionality and ties that bind that result in either support or opposition to clarity, evolution, decisiveness, stability, security, and strong foundations. So what's holding you back and what's helping you, and learning to balance those out. You learn to walk away from things that do not serve you. And like I said, Scorpio, you could be dealing with another Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces as well. And there's also Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and there is Libra here. And yeah, that's all that's on the table here. Yes, this cycle is coming to a close. You're going through very fast. You're probably going through 2 death and rebirth cycles at one time. That's very heavy. Yes, 2 in 1. That's what I just heard when I pulled this card up. It's the 21 card, which is the 3. There's 333 in the read. We'll have to look at that. So look that up. I've already told you what 444 means. But the truth is, these are also multiples of 2. The 222 is the twin flame. That's the balance of the masculine and feminine. That's part of this cycle. You're getting a 2-for-1. This is a 2-for-1 cycle for Scorpio. It's called a double whammy. And it's rough. It might feel hard, but it becomes abundance. So this reading is asking you whether you're in it with someone else or this is a lone journey. Turn your pain into purpose. Turn your pain into wisdom. And utilize all 3 of those concepts together. And get creative. You're about to find a new passion. And the old you is going somewhere else. Because there were pieces of that were intended to move on down the road. Let's get you a piece of spiritual advice for the collective. Scorpios. This is special. What a reading. For our Scorpio collective. I'm sorry that the camera's doing that thing again. I don't even know how to help it. For our Scorpio collective, what do they need to know? Show me Scorpio. Before this reading and right now, again, I'm hearing that song, Richmond, North of Richmond. I haven't heard it on the radio. I ain't been listening to the radio today because I've been busy. But if you ain't heard it, I'll post it in the thing. But it goes, I've been selling my soul. Let's see, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. The rich man north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do. They don't think you know, but I know that you do. And I won't sing the rest, because everybody might get mad, but you can listen to it for yourself. But the part that I sang just then was the pertinent part, or else I would have been able to hear the other lyrics. But I think that comes in because Scorpio is one of the most highly intuitive signs. I mean, all water signs are very intuitive. But that part where it says, living in the new world with an old soul, it's not really about the rich man north of Richmond. That's casting blame upon somebody else. But it is hard having that old soul of Scorpio and living in a new world. People think that you don't know, but you know. They just want to have total control. Now, is it you wanting to have control? Because you can utilize that energy in the opposite direction. For Scorpio. You got 2 cards. Imagine that. 2 is definitely a magic number going on right here. The power of prayer. Prayer to the divine source should be part of anybody's regular routine. Time and time again, the power of prayer is a vital tool to aid healing and confirm the love and support in our lives. Prayer comes in that moment of communion when we open our hearts to a power greater than our own. Equally, prayers can be those quiet moments of solitude where we take time to listen from within. When it comes to developing mediumship, or prayer is important for preparation. It is a powerful part of creating a loving and respectful link with spirit. You can do it as part of your meditation before any communication takes place, prior to teaching or demonstrating. The power of prayer can provide strength, not just when times are tough, but equally when you need inspiration or guidance to keep you on the right track. Try not to pray just when you desire something, but instead take the time to give praise and gratitude. Pray when you're at peace. Pray because you want to. Pray to just say hello to God. Pray to help you understand how it works, and pray for the simple act of praying. If this card is calling you, it's time to take a moment and send up the love. Just speak from your heart. Faith is key, and resting knowing your prayers will be heard and honored as always. Faith is the evidence of things unseen. Okay, Scorpio? And how about that? The evidence of spirit. You've got time here. You've got a seashell. There's a key and a rose. The red rose stands for love. And then a picture of a beach, paradise, and pearls. process of validation is an essential part of authenticating the identity of a spirit when creating the link, helping to confirm the continuity of life. Unless a medium can validate the connection with evidence, it's unlikely to be considered authentic. Working with absolute integrity will only ever stand the test of time by the quality of their evidence. When Spirit provides evidence that's totally supported by true life facts, the healing connection with the loved one is one of the most powerful occurrences to witnesses. Evidence is received through the spiritual senses. A spirit will create a strong link to support the relationship and offer evidence such as physical features, names, jobs, family connections, and special memories. There's nothing that cannot be accessed. When you connect, use all your senses and tell the other what you're seeing, feeling, and hearing that's being given to you by the departed. It's okay to be a little proactive and ask the spirit some questions. But don't ever censor what you're receiving with your own interpretations, and don't be afraid to share what seems to be the most unusual information. You might be quite surprised when someone confirms the evidence. But the very beginning part is when you pray, you have faith. It is the faith to believe of something you cannot see. But then right behind it, it's the evidence of spirit. Both of these cards came out together, Scorpio. Living in the new world with an old soul. I know it's hard. It's a hard road to hoe. But if anybody can do it, it's you. You show up in your own reading and look what you represent here. It's called death and rebirth for a reason. In the Rider-Waite, it's the death card. Show you what it looks like. In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. Baby, I'm crazy about you. And I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you. Even though I don't tell you all the time. I feel like there's a Scorpio that's really, really sad. They're the number 13, the death card. Take a close look. Death. But rebirth, even in Christianity, we talk about, I'll have a new body, praise the Lord, I'll have a new life. But the scriptures also say to be absent with the Lord is to be present with the Spirit. Your body, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So you leave this body, but your spirit lives forever. But while you're alive and your body is still on this plane, you can choose to have a new you. There's no more excuses for I was just born that way, this is who I am. We were meant to be on this planet to evolve, to be better. This is why that if you're a Bible believer and stuff, you believe you were born into sin. We were born into darkness. So many of us believe in that. A lot of us, even in this community, came from that background. Yin yang, dark and light. Good angel, bad angel. The devil and the light. Whatever label you want to put on it. The fact is, we live right here on this earth. The one thing we fear the most is pain, emotional pain, physical pain, and dying. Yet we believe that God is good all the time. So why would we want to try to dictate the way that people live their life based on fear of dying? We should not fear death. We should celebrate death because rebirth is imminent. In order for you to evolve, to change, to become a better you, which is what we all strive to do unless we're okay being the bad guy, and some of us are. If you want change, you will create change, but only you can prevent forest fires. Just like old Smokey Bear says, only you. It's up to you to make changes in your life. And I believe that the wheel has turned and circumstances have blocked you in, but you always have the free will to go one direction or another. And in this case, Spirit is advising for you to just give a try to the power of prayer, to the faith, the evidence of things unseen, or whatever, however that goes. But either way, you're walking away and leaving something behind that didn't serve you. And the new you is going into the future, and there is a calling right now in this temple path for the Scorpio collective I'm talking to today to turn their pain into wisdom and their wisdom into purpose. And nobody said you couldn't make $1 off of it too to create your stability. Do what you love. Get creative. And help others, most of all. Pluto's in Aquarius. It's asking us to do that. It's not just about me now. It's about us. We're all in this together, Scorpio. So until next time, much love and light to you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for sticking around if you're still here.